Hi guys, Liz Truss isn't the greatest of public speakers, and this is probably a taste of what we can expect over the next 2 years if she lasts that long as Prime Minister. Here she was delivering her victory speech following her win of the nomination, and as Foreign Secretary who served under Boris Johnson, you would at least have thought she would have avoided 2 major mistakes here. But she didn't. Have a listen.
Boris, you got Brexit done. You crushed Jeremy Corbyn. You rolled out the vaccine and you stood up to Vladimir Putin. You were admired from Kiev to Carlisle.
Oh, okay, that was uncomfortable. And a long, uncomfortable silence there between her last phrase and the clap, but let's continue.
Friends and colleagues, thank you for putting your faith in me to lead our great Conservative Party, the greatest political party on earth.
Okay, they needed a bit of encouragement there. The greatest political party on earth. Okay, I'll try and be serious. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said that she made 2 mistakes. Maybe they were not so serious. Well, one of them I think is pretty serious. She described how Boris Johnson was popular from Kiev to Carlisle. Now, Kiev is the Russian pronunciation, while Kyiv is the Ukrainian pronunciation. Now, she came off celebrating Boris Johnson here. Boris Johnson spent more time in the Ukrainian capital than any other prime minister, I think. So you would think that the foreign secretary and now the prime minister would be able to pronounce the name of the Ukrainian capital correctly. You know, if she was some backbench MP or a Tory party supporter, a member of the public, or some hack writing for the Express, then you could sort of let it slip by. But she was the foreign secretary. She is the prime minister. And when you use this sort of word game, word play, normally the first letter of both places correspond. So you don't say Kiev and Carlisle because Carlisle starts with a C. But anyway, now she talked here about how Boris Johnson got Brexit done. Now, the first interview that she's going to have as Prime Minister, I would give my right arm if the journalist asked her to describe how Boris Johnson got Brexit done. Because as far as I know, Brexit has not got done, or not been done, or is not done in any way. There's still a lot to do. She said here also about crushing Jeremy Corbyn. Look, I've said before I'm not Jeremy Corbyn's biggest supporter, but I think Jeremy Corbyn would have done a much better job than Boris Johnson could ever do when it came to the pandemic, came to Brexit, came to the cost of living crisis, for example. When it came to the pandemic, Boris Johnson, of course, described as the hero who got the rollout. It was the NHS that did the rollout, not Boris Johnson. And finally, standing up to Vladimir Putin, yes, the UK government did a wonderful job, and I've said this before, kudos to the UK government for providing both weapons and training to the Ukrainian military. But when it came to welcoming Ukrainian refugees into Britain, Priti Patel and her Home Office were throwing as many obstacles in their way as possible. We saw the fiasco with the office open not in Calais, but in Paris, where refugees had to move from Calais down to Paris to register or to get their documents checked. Other countries in Europe were welcoming in refugees. The British people wanted to welcome refugees into their homes, but the Home Office didn't seem to want to play ball here. So on Liz Truss, will she she's Prime Minister, will she stay Prime Minister for the next 2 years? I don't know. I think she's going to crash and burn pretty quickly unless she's able to deal with this cost of living crisis excuse me, but I don't know if she's capable of doing that. But we will have to wait and see. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.